Hey guys, and welcome back to Wade's Workshop. So, yeah, sun is out today. It's not that warm, but I'm down to a t-shirt, which is probably the first time this year anyway. I dare say it'll probably be back to a fleece again a bit later on, but for the moment it's warm enough. Anyway guys, this carburettor build, it's pretty much could have been a mini-series in its own right. There were so many little pieces to it. I'm going to carry on with it today in this episode, but we are coming to the end of it now. So, enjoy guys. So inlet pipe for the fuel into the carb. I just roughed down an area about 10 mil on this 3/8 brass, 10 mil long to 5.5 diameter. So my inlet port on the side of the aluminium is greened 4 mil, and I want over a length of 5 millimeters. I'm just going to turn the shoulder, stop at 4.9. 4.9, and I want to reduce this to a length of 4 mil, so, or to a diameter of 4 mil, or a nice fit. This is going to be loctited in. Okay, let's see where we are in the ballpark here. 4.6, okay. So I just set a 0 there. I know roughly 0.3 aside. I'll take 0.2 aside off. That's 0.2, so we should be somewhere near now, around 4.2. Let's go to my 5 mil now. Okay, so get a mic out, measure that, make sure we're on 4 mil, or at least, where's the carburettor? Did have it in my pocket? No, it's it's a vision of how small things are when you can put the carburettor in your pocket. That shouldn't go in there. Indeed it does not. Okay, I'll get a mic out, measure that up. We're aiming for 4 mil nominal. We'll go for it. So 4.24 is what it's measuring. I'll take another 0.1 aside. Try it in the hole. Where are we now? Load of curiosity. 4.002. 4.002. Okay. I think that's more likely to be a bit of a... Put the carb down again. What did you do with that? It is in my pocket. Okay. Right. Let's just try that in the hole. It should be... Oh, well, it just started in the hole, and I can't, oh, right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. Come off again, come on, there we go. I'm going to leave it there. Right, okay, put the carb back in pocket. So, I think a little brake edge. Front, one on that shoulder. Okay, so that's the bit that's going to go into the carb. I need the little spout on the other end. With this 5.5 is going to be a little flange to stop it pushing in further than it needs to, and then we'll also need to drill a hole up it. I think I'll just rough that back end down a bit more, give myself a bit of meat. I think I'll hold it on that 4mm bit then. to do the other side. Taking a bit more meat out of there. So I think next procedure, maybe just a little dinker spotting drill on the end, and I'm going to drill it through for this jet, which is where the metered jet, where I can adjust it. I'm going to drill it through with perhaps a 1mm drill. So let's just get the drill out. Okay. Wonder if I can pick up just straight in with a 1mm drill. Go very short. See if it will find center, or is it going to wobble? Let's have a look. No, it's not going to do it. Okay. Little center drill to put a dinkus in it. Little dent, little divot. That's all it needs. Just a divot to make sure we don't lose that drill. To center the drill up to go, because I do want this to be central about, so that when the needle goes into it from the other side, it's in the right plane, as it were. Okay, so just because I'm putting such a small drill in, I've just marked it with the center drill. This chuck is a bit overkill for a 1mm drill. Let's see if it picks up now. Yes. Okay. That's good. So I went in 5mm deep with a 1mm drill. Just going to put a bit of wet and dry over the end, just to make sure we didn't throw up a surface burr. Okay, so next procedure, part it off, turn it round, do the other side. So to hold this little 5mm long piece of 4mm, I'm going to try it in the 3-jaw. I may have to put a collet up for this. Let's just make sure we got no rubbish in the chuck. I will try it. I'm not saying it's going to work. We'll see how it looks when I hold it. Literally just 2 fingers on the chuck. I'm not, I'm not breaking this thing's neck here. Okay, let's have a look. Looks good. Happy days. Right. So I need a diameter on here now, with a bit of a bulge on the end for the fuel pipe to stay on. A little shoulder on the back. Let's say the shoulder's there. Right, okay. I ought to get the fuel pipe, really. I got an eyeball size of roughly where I got to be, so I can take a bit off yet. Let's speed this chuck up a little in a minute. Let's just face off where I parted it. Okay, put that 1mm drill away before I lose it. So I think I'm going to go from this side with a 1.5mm drill when I do this side. So let's do the hole up the guts of it now. I need to get myself a rule to see how deep this hole's got to go, but we'll see. I think I can basically put it until I break through into the 1mm hole the other side. through there. Where's the rule? So let's have a look. I'd say I need to go at least 8mm into there, so let's just double check and bring the drill bit to the surface here. Okay, 8mm from there. That does it break through that time. Okay. And I think what I'll do, in case I've thrown up a burr again, is just put the 1mm drill back up and go right through the thing again, just in case the leading edge of that 1.5 broke or pushed up a burr. Right through and out the other side. So I've gone through with a 1.5 and left about 3mm of the 1mm at the inside end, the inside bit that's going to place the carb. So I now need to get my fuel pipe and just work out what sort of shape I want to put on the end of here for a nice fit on the fuel pipe. It's purely going to be pushed on. Okay, so the bore of my fuel pipe is about 2.5mm. That where it stands at the moment is 3.5. I think I could possibly get it on there. I'm going to put a nice ball end on this pipe, on this fitting. We're only talking small details here because it is a tiny bit of brass, so putting that rad on with a file took moments. Okay, as you can see, the fuel pipe now sits on there. It's nice and tight, actually. So I think what I'll do is come in with my tool behind that ball end, just put a relief on. So let the pipe close back in. That'll do me. Just going to do a little bit of detail on there. Going to get in there. Maybe a little bit of wet and dry. Just softening those edges. Okay. I think I can come out of there. Yeah, that goes through there. So there it is. Oh, focus. Focus, focus. There's the little jet with the ball end on and piece of fuel pipe. Push it on. Maybe a little firm, but at least it's not going to leak. Okay, there it is on the end of the fuel pipe. So happy days on that one. That's another part made. So main jet now. So again, same piece of brass bar. I just keep chopping, 2-3 inch pieces off a long length I have here. Don't need to place this off. I'm just doing it for no reason whatsoever, really, other than it has to be faced off at some point. Right, I'm just going to chew up the OD. Let's use my power feed. So I scratch along that surface and part the slug off that I know is nice and cylindrical. Then I can put that back in the chuck and it's a bit more repeatable than the drawn bar, as it were. So, no particular diameter. In fact, that diameter there may well make a nice doing here? What am I doing? Main jet. Okay. Yeah, let's just take it away, part that piece off. Let's just have a brake edge on it. And this end will then go in the chuck. That's what I was thinking, why am I pacing it off? It doesn't really need it, but... Okay, so that'll sit nicely in the chuck. Parting tool. Let's just chop that off somewhere back by the chuck. That's going to give me a nice piece to hold on. Okay, part that off. Okay, so that's a far nicer piece of raw stock now to work on. Let's have that beat off. That piece is going to be my little cap. Let's put the piece I just turned with a chamfer on the chuck end. Right, what am I doing? I'm putting an M5 thread on. And then I'm going to do a relief on that M5 thread and part it off and put a slot in the end. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm going to leave it there. And we need to turn the diameter somewhere. Well, we can turn it back all the way to the chuck, it won't matter, because the largest diameter object on this part is going to be an M5 thread. So, okay, back up to the turning tool. So, now I'll face it off. And I'm going to turn this back to the chuck, sort of 4.95 diameter, something like that. So I've got an M5 die in my die holder. I just turned the relief to the root of the thread on the end of here because it's going to be smaller in the end anyway. I'm just going to run an M5 thread up here. It's going to be way longer than it needs to be. The M5 portion of this is probably only about 4mm long at finish, but let's just run it all the way just for a laugh. Okay, that should do. Okay, I tell you what, let's put her in reverse. Turn the speed to minimum. Loosen up my tailstock. Okay, there we are. M5 on that piece of brass, so that's my sort of M5 bar stock to turn my main jet out of. So I think I might need just to put it back and forwards again. Let's just tidy that up. Little triangle file, 60 degrees. It's looking good. Okay, so the profile on the end of the main jet. Now I do have a sketch, I do have the part. I need to do some workings out. I remember the diameter was 2.5. I remember the hole up it's got to be 30 thou-ish. Do I do the hole up it now? And if I overdo it with the centre drill, I can always face a bit off. I think that would be wise, so I'll do that next. So I'll bring you around the other side in a sec, but I'm going in here with a number 68 drill. I do have small number drills. I need to be running quite a speed here. What am I running at? Nearly 1450. $14.60. And I've gone through there more than deep enough for the main jet. I'll bring you around the other side. So I just did this pecking like a mill out at a time. I think we're more than deep enough. Sorry for the shaking guys, that's me holding the camera in one end and winding the tailstock with the other. So I need to turn down this 5mm thread now to 2.5mm diameter over a length of 6mm. So I'm just going to check my datum. I think it was 0 on the end there. No, I haven't. Okay. So my distance, just taking the tops off the threads here. This is the bit that sticks up through the throttle, the rotating throttle, through the hole in the bottom. I think it needs to be 6mm long. I've just done a rough look to what comes out in the center of the throttle. And it's got to be 2.5mm diameter. I will take out the throttle, I think, and just check this for a bit. Now this might well be too long. I can always space it down. I can't put some back on. So that drill was 31 plough, just under 0.8mm, I think. That's the smallest drill I've used in a while. I had to go to the smaller number drill set. The typical number drill set I use goes to number 60. And then I've got a small set in a plastic dispenser which goes between number 61 and number 80. So let's have a look. What diameter are we on? 3.2. 3.25. Okay. Take about 0.4 aside off that and see where we are. I'll take 0.3 aside. I'll get the throttle out and try it. Speed proceedings up a little now. A bit faster. 14.25. I can't recall what size I drilled in the bottom of that throttle. I do not remember. It's been a week. I need to, before I go any further, I need to see what size I'm looking for. Okay, so I got the little throttle out, and I've just put it down. Where did you put that, Nate? Oh, there it is. Just got the throttle out, and the hole in the bottom of it, it's got a burr in it, but it's 2.5. I can start the 2.5 drill in it. So this is at the moment 2.595. So let's go another scratch off there. Okay. Try it in the hole. Proof of the pudding. It does fit now. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the drill back up and just open that hole up. When I cross drilled it, blocked the hole just slightly. So that's that part happy. Right, okay. It's a length, width, a diameter. I think I'm going to put a break edge on the leading face of the thread. There's no need for that to be sharp. So I'm going to put a taper in here just slightly. Okay, I think that leading edge there, it's going to stick up into the throat of the carb. That will do. Piece of walnut emery again. Here we are. So I'm going to want to be holding on this afterwards to open it up from the back with a larger hole. Or do I drill and tap something and hold it by the threads? It's a tricky one, isn't it? And I know those threads aren't going to be very long at all. I will have to measure how long those threads are going to be, part it off accordingly. Anyway, I'm talking to myself again, guys. So this is the part that does the work and fits up into the carb. Going to go up into the throat of the carb, captivated in the... I do need to sort this out. I'm going to chop this off. I've made a decision. I've stopped dithering. I'm going to part it off now, but what I do need to know is how long that thread's going to be. So bear with me 2 seconds. I do have a method for that. Let me just check. I think I'm going to check. About 5 mil. Okay, that's fine. I just line that up on the end of the thread. In fact, yeah, there. Come back 5 mil. I can always part a bit off, base a bit off it later. Can't put it back on, same story. So let's have that off there. So this is, in theory, it's the main jet, although I do have fuel metering before it. There it is. I don't know whether I'll focus, but that's the main jet with its little hole at the end. Yeah, that's it. So I have to hold it on there now, face this off, put a chamfer on, cut a slot in it at some point, and drill out from the back. So I think that's going to have to be a collet. I've just had a thought. I need to make a blanking plug that goes in behind the main jet to stop fuel dribbling out the bottom. I've already got the start of an M5 thread there. If I finish that M5 thread up to that shoulder, this piece here could be the blanking plug, and I'm already halfway there. There's a song there somewhere, isn't there? Yeah, okay. Not allowed to do that. I'm certainly not going to sing. So, yeah, I'm going to put the die back up, run the thread all the way up to the shoulder, maybe put a little undercut in. There's going to be a fibre washer on this anyway. But yeah, I think that makes sense. I got the job half done for me there. Sometimes you win. There we are. I felt it come to a sudden stop. This thread doesn't need to be very long. I'll have to have a quick look, see how long this thread has got to be. I might face it off now while we're here. And put an undercut at the back. Yes, yes, we have a plan. I'm going to undercut it with 32. Just redo that face. Okay, let's get a measurement of how deep it's got to be, how thick. 4mm thread with a nice chamfer on the end. So if I just go back against that shoulder, set a 0, turn it back to 4mm, no hole through this. I don't want it, certainly don't want a hole in this. Okay, chamfer. Here we are. Okay, I think as a blanking plug, that OD is too big. So I think spin that OD down a bit. That looks good. And part it off, and I've made the plug at the same time, in real time. Happy days. Let's just have a breakage on there. No need for the head to be more than a couple of mil thick here. That's 2.5 mil thick, there it is. While it's still intact, let's have a chamfer if the finish is good enough. Then I won't need to do it, turn it around and hold it the other way. Doesn't matter if there's a pip, I'm going to be machining a slot in here. Okay. So I don't know how well that focuses. Like, my viewfinder's never much good, but yeah, there's a little blanking plug. It'll have a little fibre washer under there, and all that remains is to cut a slot in the back so I can screw it in with a screwdriver. Could even mill a hexagon on it if I was feeling brave. Well, there we are, guys. As usually say, I think that's about it for this one. Should be about 35-40 minutes maybe, this one, but just wanted to use up the last of the bits of clip that I had. So yes, as I promised, we put one up midweek. Sort of this week. This one's going to go up probably Saturday or a Sunday, and I did put one up last Wednesday with the leftover footage from the weekend before, and I have got pretty much in the can another episode's worth beyond what you've just seen. And obviously this weekend, where I'm doing the intro and outro for this video, I'm also going to be in the shed again, so I don't think we're that far off finishing this little engine. But it's you know, it's all steps in the right direction. I need to work out where I'm going to put the electrics and things like that, but that's another story. But I will bring you along with the journey. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Put that thumbs up button if you liked the video, and we'll see you all very soon. Cheers now.